Hi everyone, I'm Frank Somerville. This is the house that I grew up in here in Berkeley. And the reason I'm here is because growing up in Berkeley really shaped who I am. And in particular, what happened back when I was in 5th grade. That's when Berkeley started integration. And I was bused from my neighborhood school just up the street all the way across town to another school. I wish I could say it was easy, but it wasn't. It was tough. But you know what? By the time I got to high school, I saw the world differently. I saw race differently. Busing got me outside of my little bubble, and I will always appreciate that. The issue of race and race relations is something that's always been important to me. I just watched a 5-minute documentary on the New York Times website. It's called Conversations About Growing Up Black, and they interviewed several young black kids. And some of the things that they said, one of them said, "When I walk down the street, I count the number of women who clutch their purses tighter as I walk by." Another one said, "Here we are living in the land of the free, yet as a black man, I don't feel free." But the one that really got me was a little 10-year-old boy who, in his little 10-year-old voice, said, "I'm just a person. I'm not going to hurt anybody." My youngest daughter is 10 years old. She also happens to be black. And someday I'm going to have a conversation with her where I explain that she may be treated differently from her older sister who's white based solely on the color of her skin. That is not a conversation I'm looking forward to having. I've never noticed people treating her differently, but I can tell you one story. Back when she was about 6 or 7, she was swimming in the kids' pool at the Claremont Hotel. It's a bunch of white kids and her. And I remember as a parent thinking, okay, is she playing by herself because she wants to? Which is totally possible. Is she playing by herself because she can be kind of annoying to play with sometimes? Yeah, that's possible. Or is she playing by herself because none of the other kids want to play with her because she doesn't look like them? I'll never know the answer to that, but I can tell you it was a horrible feeling to even have to think that. I'll never forget it. Feels like it just happened yesterday. I also just had a conversation with my daughter. I felt compelled to do this because of what's going on in the country. I had a conversation with her about the police. And I said, if a police officer ever asks you to do something, you say, "Yes, sir," you say, "Yes, ma'am." You act politely and you do what they say. And if you feel like you're not treated well, you come home and tell me, and I'll take care of it. What's interesting, though, is that I never felt compelled to have that conversation with my older daughter. It just didn't feel like it was necessary. I will never understand why the color of someone's skin is such a big deal. It just seems so stupid. I mean, the way I work is like this. If someone's nice, I like them. If they're not nice, I don't like them. And I always think back on what Rodney King said during the LA riots. Can't we all just get along? It's so simple. And yet, for some reason, we've never been able to do that. But I still believe in what Dr. Martin Luther King said, that someday we'll reach the promised land. We're not there yet, but I'm always the optimist, and I know that at some point we'll get there. I just hope it's during my lifetime. I hope you have a good week, stay strong, and we'll see you again next week.